A real job does not expend your social battery in the same way as someone who did a sales job, a real job. I'm telling you, as someone who did both, 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably do physical labor. It would not bother me, but I can't do more social shit. That's my point.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Goon Turned God, and I'm back with another video today. Now, I'm sure y'all have heard about all the drama that's been going around with hasanabi. He recently just made a comment about how he feels live streaming is a hard job. You know, it could be harder than a regular 9-to-5 soulless job. And I completely agree with him on this one. You know, a lot of people always like to call out Hasan for, you know, being like this rich, privileged kid. I do agree with that part. You know, he did have his uncle, you know, from TYT, you know, help him gain a platform and definitely helped him, you know, get to the position that he's in today. So he did come from a privileged background, but, you know, I'm just sticking to the context of what he was saying about live streaming being a hard and strenuous job.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I am going to video game myself. This is literally it. This is the point. This is why I don't, this is what it is. This is, you don't have any other situation where you have a ton of cyber stalkers that get together, congregate in a Reddit and like upvote this into oblivion out of context. Look at this. Talking about my dad and this is not normal, dude. Destiny's fans are so insane. I just don't want to be on this dumb subreddit. There is no Hasan. XQC's response to Hasan's take that streaming is harder than a regular job. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? I literally said something 10 minutes in, clipped out of context, had a conversation over it, immediately went to XQC, immediately XQC responds to it. Oh, it's insane. This subreddit would not be alive if it wasn't for if it wasn't literally like suicide bait for streamers. It blows my mind that this goddamn filth exists.
Live streaming does take a lot of time from you. If you ever got to experience, then you know you would definitely know how stressful it is. I personally used to live stream on Twitch, so you know I definitely know this from a first-hand perspective. Whenever you're interacting with people from like 9 to 12 hours and you know constantly getting critiqued for every word that you say,
and he's not comparing it to every other job. He's saying compared to other jobs where you're not talking to people constantly. His take isn't broad enough. Yeah, it is. He explained it pretty clearly. The clip out of context was posted 30 minutes after he said that. Instantly on Reddit, it blew up calling him a dumbass, which just reinforces his argument.
This is crazy because this actually proves exactly what he's talking about. People literally took a clip from a few words that he said, and now, you know, they're floating around with the internet, basically like just harassing this man.
Now, just off the bat, I find his take to be not only very privileged, but also just not based in reality. And with this being Hasan and so many people disliking him, anytime he gives people this type of ammo with just a stupid take, it's essentially like that scene from SpongeBob where it's like, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? You know, everyone gets their turn with the beating stick, and they're essentially just passing this guy around, completely trashing him.
Now imagine you having a, I guess, regular job like at McDonald's where you could just go in, you know, clock in, be told what to do, and you know, just go ahead and do your job. Now imagine doing that same job at McDonald's, but you know, constantly being harassed by your coworkers, your manager, you know, like the customers there or whatnot. Just imagine like just being constantly bashed, constantly having somebody like just comment on your every move, on your every word that you say, and not only like comment on you, imagine like the customers and your co-workers actually like recording you and actually, you know, making clips about like all of the mistakes that you do. How would you feel at that job?
Imagine giving a presentation for 9 hours straight. It's like after a while you would be like, I don't want to talk.
Or the department manager just occasionally is just like, hey, you suck, bitch. Bald ass bitch, you fell off, huh? We're gonna remember this in your performance review. You fat fuck. Stupid ass bitch.
Hasan did come from a privileged background, but you know, say for a person like me who actually had to save up money who actually had to work, 2 to 3 jobs to get my whole setup that I do have right now, and then, take time to live stream while working, and trying to build up that community, coming home streaming for 9 to 12 hours, trying to interact with people, and, keep people constantly entertained. That shit is extremely stressful, and it almost reminds me of when I was a server. I was doing serving for about around 8 to 9 years, and it just came to a point to where I just had to stop because I could no longer interact with people. It was like, the slightest thing that people said to me, I was just extremely short with them, and anything could just piss me off. But this is the point that Hasan is getting at. It's like, after 9 hours, he basically doesn't want to talk to anybody anymore. And this was the point that he was getting at. You have people like Mudahar saying, oh, that you can just turn off your computer. We can go over to this tweet that he's saying right here. He feels like YouTube and live streamers will always be a privileged job, next to like a 9 to 5 job. And one thing I would like to say to Mudahar is he has a company. So yes, a company that's extremely stressful because once again, all of that stress falls on you, and that's not a regular 9 to 5 job. If you have a company, then you're working 24/7. You're constantly having to interact with people. You're constantly having to make, certain adjustments or whatnot. Owning a company means that you're always at work, basically. You always have something to do. Now you have people like Asmongold who, actually took up for Hasan and who can actually understand what he's saying because he actually live streams himself.
Piker claims that a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you in the same way that streaming will. And the funny thing about this is that this kid goes and he says this to try to fucking throw up a white flag. He's like, no, I'm actually on your side. I agree with them. Bro, quit the fucking capping. This kid is lying. You're lying. What do you mean you agree with this tweet when you preface it by saying millionaire streamer? You really think that we don't you think I haven't spent the last 20 years seeing Fox News do this shit? Seeing CNN do this shit? He definitely is trying to roast the shit out of him. What are we talking about? What a little rat. I can't believe this.
These comments coming from somebody like Mudahar who literally just comes home, just turns on the camera and just makes a few comments and then just goes on along his day with minimum effort in his videos. Then I guess I can understand where he's saying that, YouTube is a privileged job because he's not doing anything. He's not doing streamless editing. He's not doing too much with his content to make it a stressful job. Once again, having a 9 to 5 job, you're just going and you're just basically just following instructions. Now, just like I was saying earlier, take that same job and add where your manager, your co-workers, and the customers are constantly bashing you, constantly, trying to make clips and take the words that you're saying out of context. And then, just coming in the next day and basically just getting harassed. It just, it's not a fun place all the time, honestly. And I just hope Hasan is able to, stay sane and hopefully break away from live streaming so he doesn't have to do this as much anymore. Do y'all think that live streaming is a hard job compared to a 9 to 5 soulless job like you referred to? Definitely let me know how y'all feel down in the comments below. And I'll definitely catch y'all on the next one, all right?